What's up, guys? Tom here, back for another video. Another jazz vinyl update. So, I'm not going to ramble too much, let's just get into it. Hope everyone's doing well. It's the beginning of April, so starting to get nicer out, although it's pretty gloomy out today, so sorry if the lighting kind of sucks in here. Alright, first up, we got the Hornet Coleman Quartet. Donald Cherry, Charlie Hayden, and Ed Blackwell on drums. And obviously, Hornet Coleman. Awesome album. I really love all of Hornet's output on Atlantic, especially with this lineup, or he also had Billy Higgins on drums as well. I believe this is the first album that had Ed Blackwell on drums after Billy Higgins chose to replace Ed Blackwell with Billy Higgins. Yeah, Ed Blackwell with Billy Higgins. So pretty decent copy. It's got a stamp there from the previous owner. Unfortunately, the vinyl does have one skip, which kind of sucks, but it's not perfect. But for the price I got it for, I can't complain. Nice mono copy. Love that label. I've said it before. Really nice colors, nice Atlantic label there. Yeah, pretty nice. I would definitely recommend this. I believe it's the first album in this formation of the quartet. Could be wrong about that though. I know this album is the first album of his that has a standard, I believe, on it. The rest are all originals, I guess. Embraceable You, first track on side 2, was actually a track by George Gershwin and Ira Gershwin. So that's only standard. Everything else is all originals by Hornet Coleman. So pretty interesting. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this if you're into, maybe not if you're like just getting into free jazz, but if you're into it, if you like experimental music, I would definitely recommend this. One of my favorite albums from him, so definitely worth checking out. Alright, moving on, we have another one of my favorite albums from this person. Her first solo album, I believe. Coincidentally, it is Alice Coltrane, Montastic. I think that's what it's called, Monastic. I always say that wrong. It's a Monastic trio from 1968. Recorded basically a year after John Coltrane, her husband, passed away. Gatefold. Yeah, so players on here, you got Jimmy Garrison, Ben Riley, Pharoah Sanders, Rashid Ali, and that's it, I believe. But really great album that I was finally able to find a copy. This is a original, I believe, red and black Impulse. Hopefully you can see that. Really nice playing on here. Really nice spiritual, deep jazz. Really relaxing for me personally. Definitely one I could put on and just you know, just chill out to. Definitely, like I said, personal favorite of mine lately. I've been playing this a lot lately. And another definitely high recommendation from me, Alice Coltrane, Monastic Trio. I know this was reissued last year, I believe, on Superior Valduct, I believe it is. But yeah, definitely worth picking up in any case. Right after that, we have a group called Communication, which is actually Red Mitchell's group. It is, if I can get that well, it is Red Mitchell, Tommy Flanagan, and Jerry Dodgen. So Red Mitchell on bass, Tommy Flanagan piano, and Jerry Dodgen on sax. What's interesting about this is there's no drums on this album whatsoever. It is a live show, so it's Communication live at Fat Tuesdays in New York. This is volume 2, there's a volume 1 as well. Obviously Japanese pressing. I believe it's a King pressing, Japanese King pressing, but sounds great. But yeah, like I said, So live show recorded November 14, 15, 16, 17, 1979. Volume 1 was released in 1980. This one was released in 1981. Really interesting album though. Really more straight ahead jazz, but I really did enjoy it. Released on the Paddle Wheel label, which I am not really familiar with at all, but pretty cool. Definitely trying to find part 1 now. I kind of wish they would have just released it as a, you know, double album with both volumes 1 and 2, like the same album, but they chose to release them separately, so really clean. I think I got this for, I think it was $6, $5 or $6, so had to pick it up. Yeah, so I guess that's it. Like I said, no drums, so it is a really interesting record to listen to if you're not expecting it. It might take some getting used to for people if that's not, I know. Like I said, if you're not expecting it, that's the kind of jazz that you're into, but pretty good though. Definitely worth a listen at least, so. Alright, after that we got some Archie Shep. This is Archie Shep's Fire Music from 1965. Once again on Impulse. Red and orange, or the orange and black, I'm sorry, Impulse label. Sorry, I'm not sure if there's a glare or not when I show these, because I know the lighting isn't great, so I will just take them out. Classic label. But excellent album from Archie Shep. One of his earlier albums, like I said, 1965. For players on here, we got Ted Curson, Joseph Orange, Marion Brown, Reggie Johnson, and Joe Chambers, David Zinzan, I'm always terrible pronouncing that, and J.C. Moses on drums. So I should have the gatefold. Don't want to open it too much because it is hasn't been opened all the way, but really great playing. It's not really consistent. It is a bit all over the place with the playing. It's a bit erratic, I guess, but really good. That's really why, one of the reasons why I really did enjoy it. Especially the first track, Hambone, probably be one of my favorites. There's a live version as well of that track on the reissue, which maybe I like a little bit better, but both really dope. Yeah, Hambone is definitely one of my favorites. Side 1 and the second track as well, Malcolm, Semper Malcolm, is a tribute to Malcolm X. So Archie Shep reads a poem to Malcolm X, and pretty cool track, and a nice little album overall. I don't know if I would recommend this one to start out with for Archie Shep, but if you're into his music, I would definitely recommend picking this one because the highs on this are really high, but it's kind of hard to go wrong with Archie Shep. Like I said, the playing in some of the spots is kind of sporadic, but or erratic, not sporadic, but I love it. You know, I think it's just great, so definitely recommend that one. Alright, next up we got a couple 3 black jazz albums here. I'm filling out my black jazz collection. Sorry, I just gotta take a drink. Alright, first up we got Doug Carne's Infant Eyes, 1971. Black jazz. Gene Carne on vocals, as well as George Harper on sax and flute, Bob Frazier on trumpet, flugelhorn, Henry Franklin on bass, and Al Hall Jr. on trombone, and Michael Carvin on drums. Excellent album, really great spiritual jazz. I know not everyone loves Gene Carne's voice, but I really don't mind it. I think it works really quite well with this type of music. Excuse me, but yeah, the only Doug Carne album I need now, I think, is Adam's Apple, which shouldn't be too hard to find. I believe it's one of his more popular albums. So I also need his album that he recorded under a different name, not under Doug Carne. But yeah, definitely really good. Said spiritual, nice funky jazz, really good, really good. So these next two are some of my personal highlights for the Black Jazz catalog. This first one being Rudolph Johnson, Second Coming, 1973. His first album is good, Spring Rain, I believe it's called, but this one he just takes it to another place. It's just another level of playing, in my opinion. It's so good. It's just so funky, so jazzy. It's just really great. Just spiritual jazz. You just have to hear it to get it, I guess. I don't know. So Ken L. Brinkley on bass, Douglas J. Sides on drums, Kirk Lightsey on piano, and Rudolph Johnson on sax. Awesome. Just awesome album right here. So I can't say enough good things about this one. This one is on the Tan Black Jazz label. Turn it around. Yeah, but definitely worth checking out. As always, I will try to leave some tracks, some links to some tracks, you know. And my last Black Jazz grab for this video is Henry Franklin's The Skipper. Been after this one for a while. I know this album is quite well known in the VC and just in general, collectors. This is a promotional copy. I know they're not like that rare. They do pop up every now and then, but it's just fact of actually finding one for a decent price. So I've just been kind of waiting to for one to pop up that's kind of under $50 because usually it's kind of what I noticed. It's what they've been going for, 50 plus, maybe even more, sometimes less. But I got this for a really decent price. Does have some wear, ring wear, and the spine's got some wear, but no splits, luckily. Yeah, promo sticker. It is a white label promo. So if you don't know who Henry Franklin is, he is a bass player. I'm not sure where he's from originally. Los Angeles, maybe? I'm really not sure. But anyway, the players on here, you got Henry Franklin, obviously, plays Fender and upright bass, Bill Henderson, piano, Mike Carvin on drums, Oscar Brashear on trumpet, flugelhorn, Charles Owens on saxophone, Kenny Climax on guitar and electric tub, which I'm not really sure, Fred Lito and Tip Jones on percussion. But yeah, like I said, really nice funky stuff right here. Definitely one to check out. If you're going to check out anything in the Black Jazz catalog, I would definitely recommend that be one of the albums that you look up. Because I think you'll definitely be missing out. If you like funky music at all, funky jazz type stuff, then definitely worth checking out. Alright, moving on. Just a couple more here. We have Dorothy Ashby's Afro Harping. Really happy to finally be able to get a copy of this too. For a pretty decent price considering what it usually goes for. You guys should all know this album. If you don't, it's basically considered a classic, I guess, and I wouldn't argue with that whatsoever. On the Cadet label. This is original. I know it's been reissued before on Chess, and any version of it is definitely worth picking up. This is just the one I happened to come across, so the cover's a bit beat. Back, it's got some writing stuff, but so Dorothy Ashby is a harp player. If you're not familiar with her, but this album is just awesome. Really soothing. I play this in the morning a lot because it's really chill. Definitely relaxes me. The players on here are kind of unknown, I guess, or when I was, first reading about it, looking into it, they weren't sure who actually was playing on this album, which is pretty interesting. but Dorothy Ashby definitely takes the harp and makes it, you know, a lead instrument and does a great job with it. Because I know a lot of times kind of put in the background and not really used as well as it could be as a lead instrument, and she just definitely does her thing on the harp. Just awesome. I have the album before this one as well, called The Fantastic Jazz Harp. Either of those albums, or that one or this one, I would highly recommend. The track on here, Soul Vibrations, I believe, the first track. Just amazing, amazing playing. Of course, I'll leave some links, as always, but you guys probably know what that is anyways. And down to the last two here. Next up, we got some good jazz fusion stuff. Mike Santiago and Entity. The name of the album is White Trees. Yep, White Trees. From 1977. So lineup, you got Mike Santiago, Rodney Glick on drums, Dave LaRue on bass, Tom Baker on percussion, Congas vibraphone, and Richard Sussman on piano. I believe Richard Sussman was in Blood, Sweat, and Tears. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, on the, I have no idea how to say this label, Chiaroscuro? Wow, I don't know that label. Chiaroscuro. But amazing, like I said. It's a mixture of, I guess, jazz and free jazz fusion. So really interesting combination. Really nice fast playing at times. Yeah, so if you're into fusion at all, I would definitely recommend checking this one out for sure. Shout out to Martin for hooking me up with this. He actually, well, turned me on to it, I should say. He's the one that told me about this album, so posted it. But definitely worth checking out if you're into fusion at all. And I guess the last one for this update, video is probably long enough. I finally picked up a copy of the Jazz Workshop. I guess this is considered like the first instrumental jazz album to be recorded in Israel, so that's pretty damn interesting. It's from 1973. I don't know too much about it other than that. The name of the album is Mezari Israel Yekabit. Well, I'm not even going to say that. Okay, just the Jazz Workshop. Mezari Israel. You could look it up, but a really great album. This is a reissue because the original is hard as hell to find. Pretty plain label, but a really dope album. I believe it's on 180 gram. Feels like it. But definitely all sorts of influence on here. You got everything from Eastern sounds to fusion to free jazz. Really, really cool. Definitely worth checking out as well. This one came out on Fortuna Records. I believe it came out in December 2014. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Sorry if I don't seem too enthused about the record more, but it's kind of, like I said, like a crappy day, so I'm not really, I don't know. It's kind of been hanging out today. Kind of got some bad news today as well. Someone that I basically grew up with, well, not really grew up with, but he was my friend in high school, and after high school for a while, passed away, unfortunately. So, that sucks. I guess he passed away in his sleep, from what I understand. Although I'm not sure. I didn't really get the full story yet. But, yeah, you know, it's never easy. This shit always sucks, especially since he was young, he was my age. But that's it. Sorry to leave you on a sour note, but shit happens, you know. That's life. Alright guys, I'll be back soon with another video. I'm not buying as much hip-hop now, more jazz. I'm actually selling and trading a lot more. And I do have a bunch of hip-hop records I'm trying to get rid of, but I'll save that for another video. I'll probably make a separate video for that, so. Alright guys, peace.